The most important drivers for me are the women themselves. Because when you're at the Global Fund, where we have opportunity to fund in more than 175 countries, where we have opportunities to fund those gutsy, bold women everywhere, doing things that maybe other people haven't done before, because we very often sometimes are an angel investor, just trusting that that woman has an idea and we can grow that idea. Or they are putting their life on line to defend a culture that has been there for years, for ages, and they know that it's no longer good for women, and they are fighting to eradicate it, to get it out, to save lives. A culture that would have made women die for years and years. Or we are giving to those people that can see the democratic space decreasing all of the time, and they are saying no to that. And when I see those women in front of the lines, I'm courageous. I can tell you of a woman, Juliana, in the Democratic Republic of Congo, where so many women have been raped. And she, together with several other women, are able to stand up and say no to rape. And they are able to really work hard to make sure that those people who commit those kind of crimes are prosecuted, are brought to the law. Those women inspire me, and they inspire me to wake up the next day and go. Because it no longer looks like work for me, because until every woman has gotten their freedom and is safe and is sufficiently powerful that their voice is heard, then we are not free. So I am in this because it's about women like myself. We at the Global Fund for Women have learned to know that the women that we fund who are involved in social change, who are involved in human rights, who are involved in making sure that services are affordable and accessible to people, they are in there not because they want to get something out of it, but they are in there because they are giving something into it. We can trust them, and we trust them. And our founders of the Global Fund, which has been there for 30 years, really knew that when you trust somebody, they trust you back. And so together, we are able to grow that trust. And I can tell you, we've been investing in Africa and giving grants in Africa for nearly 20 years. And we cannot tell you that our grants haven't scaled up, and that our grants haven't changed laws. We can tell you that our grants have helped women to elect presidents. And we can tell you that our grants have helped women to bring health services to their own villages, their own cities. And so we know that African women, like women elsewhere, when they care for their communities, they invest in those communities because they give more of their own talents, their own treasures, than we are able to give as the Global Fund. So we can trust them, and we have not been shamed at all. I am seeing more and more that money in Africa is not only in the hands of men as used to be. There are a lot of upcoming philanthropies or women that could be philanthropists in Africa. And so it will be very much a desired thing if we can begin to show what that looks like when women give for the things that they care for other women, and specifically African women. I'm very interested to grow this, and I myself have invested part of my time in thinking about how that could happen. There is a need for us Africans to think a little bit about how we give. We've been excellent at giving to our families, to our communities. Even here in the diaspora, there's an African diaspora group that I'm part of. And before we began to put our thoughts together, we always thought of building that school at home, that hospital in our village, etc., because that's where we want to have like our roots. But right now, as we think together as Africans in diaspora, we're beginning to say, where could we move the needle together? It doesn't matter if it's our own country, but where could we move the needle together and make really a big impact? And that's how I think today.